Have you ever seen the 12-step programs? And the 12-step programs, for those who are familiar with it, has to deal with alcoholism and changing their lives and moving them in a positive direction. There were the 12 steps to Christian maturity that I remember Bill Blass years and years ago that I've read. But then there's also a book that I've taken the mantle on to write. And this book is called The 12 Principles of Spiritually Surrendering. 12 Principles of Spiritually Surrendering. What is that all about? Well, the Bible teaches us that obedience is better than sacrifice. And many of us have quoted that, many of us have said that, many of us have embraced that. And we said obedient, obedient, obedient. But do you realize that there's something greater than obedience? Many of us aren't aware of that. And we assume that when I become obedient to the Lord, that's my charge. That's what I'm supposed to do. Yes, it is. But let's take it a step further. The 12 principles of spiritually surrendering is simply saying that word surrender is a tough word for many of us because we have yet to surrender. Many of us as Christians have yet to surrender. Yes, we say we're obedient to the Lord. Yes, we say we're following the call and the mandates of the Lord. But have you surrendered? What does it mean to surrender? And we talk about the 12 acts of surrendering in this particular book. They're starting with suffering and ending with growing. You'll see those as you make your way through the book. The book is detailing what it actually means to surrender to God, which means this, simply throwing up your hands. That's what surrender means, throwing up your hands, and whatever happens at that point, whether I live or die, it doesn't matter. I realize that I must surrender. That's what God has called for you and I to do. Not to just simply say, well, I'm obedient, I'm going to follow what the Lord said. Yes, you're following, but are you really surrendered? What does obedience mean? A soldier can be obedient. A soldier has a higher officer, and that officer tells them what to do. Being obedient means I don't necessarily like what I have to do, but I'm going to do it based on seniority, based on authority. Well, surrendering is totally different. Surrendering means it does not matter what happens. It does not matter what is said. My hands are up. My hands are empty. My hands are raised. I surrender. All that I have is in my captor's hand. All that I have is in the person who has rescued me, if you will. So I'm surrendering. I'm giving in to. That's what the 12 principles of spiritually surrendering is all about. It's about giving in, not necessarily giving up.